Welcome back to Bull Sessions here on 680 KFEQ. Got a question that you want Brad to answer on the show? Got an idea for the show? Email the guys at bull@willcross.net. Now, here's Randy Baker and agronomist Brad Law.
Okay, we're back again to more Bull Sessions.
More bull.
That was a short break. We got Bull Sessions. We got Brad's Bull, your newsletter that goes out. Mention briefly because I want to do Focus on the Farmer.
All right, the Bull has been going out for about 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a one-page article that I write up, got a couple pictures on it, and it's some topic that somehow I can relate back to the farm. And it may be about cows, it may be about cover crops, it may be about just like this last one for March is about the 7 habits of highly effective people and how you could apply them to your farm.
Yeah.
Because we want to be effective. We want to be good farmers. I email it out. If you want to be on it, it's bull@willcross.net. If you want a paper copy, just call up to the office and we'll get you on our list.
I proofread everything before it goes out, so you have nothing to worry about there. We also have a email address, Bradley. What is that?
That was the bull@willcross.net.
Phone number? Do we got telephones?
Yes. Your cell phone number is...
No.
Oh, okay. It's 660-535-444.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Focus on the Farmer. This week, awesome guy. His name is Gary Gibson of Maysville, Missouri. He lives out west of Maysville. Gary's been farming, he tells me, approximately 50 years, so he's just learning, Bradley. He's just starting to get there.
Just a little bit.
He's been a good, loyal customer of NeCo Seed for many years. Gary, his daughter, Robin Pullian, and his son, Randy Gibson, they all do quite a bit of row crop. They got cattle, corn, soybeans. Also, Gary does quite a bit of custom haying, planting, and combining. And he told me also that if there's anyone out there who might be in need of those services, can call 816-284-3191. That's 816-284-3191. Like I said, he's been farming for quite some time. You've seen him up there many times. He comes up. I don't know. I think he even has talked to you a time or two, hadn't he?
Usually everybody at some point that talks to me.
Really?
Really.
You've got that many friends?
Well, I don't know. It's just if they have a question and they need an answer, then they'll probably call me and then they'll move on.
Well, you are pretty special, so that's good. Again, Gary Gibson, we love you, buddy, and we appreciate your business. So God bless you and all your family, and keep doing what you do.
Hey, and if you have a farmer you'd like us to focus on or a lady in ag that you think we should highlight, give Randy and I a call up at the Seed House. That's at 535-444. The email's bull@willcross.net. Send us a message on the Facebook. Hop in the office and just give us a hard time. And, somebody you think that would just light them up to put them on the radio and spotlight them that's just doing an awesome job that's related to ag. And we just love to hear from you. We like to promote our farmers. We like to promote local. Ladies.
All of it.
Everything positive about agriculture. That's what we're about here at Bull Sessions.
Amen. And we do want your input. I know you all know someone that's doing an outstanding job. And that's what we're about, like Brad said. We want to help put this puzzle together. I don't know that necessarily I have any input much, but Bradley does, and all of our guests do, and Miles makes all this happen. So,
well, speaking of a new input, several of our guys are trying something new. It's actually something that's old. It's coming back. Cover crops.
Yes,
and
Ray knows about that.
Ray might know that there are some special things you got to pay attention to when you use cover crops and crop insurance. And
yes, there are. Let me start out by saying what I call the golden rule of insurance, of crop insurance. That is that you never deviate from normal farming practices without consulting your crop insurance representative.
That's a very good advice.
And so when we get into cover crops, like you said, it's an old situation, but for some people it's a new situation. And so for insurance, it is really considered a new situation. And so you really have to make sure you're doing it right in order to not violate your crop insurance rules.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, if you are going to begin planting a cover crop, which most of the USDA would encourage you to do, you want to make sure that you plant a cover crop that is defined as a cover crop by your risk management agency or by your crop insurance company. So if you're going to put something out there, you want to make sure that it actually is a cover crop, that it's not a weed, that it's not hurting your soil in any way.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing that the risk management agency and your crop insurance company is going to be concerned about is when you terminate it. And so for most of Missouri, if you will terminate it within 5 days after planting or before the crop emerges, you're fine. Now, there are parts of eastern Kansas that have to terminate it earlier than that, but for most of Missouri, you need to terminate it within 5 days after planting or before the crop emerges. And what they're really just trying to do is make sure that the cover crop is not competing with the crop that's being insured, so that you get a good stand, good emergence, and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it's important. Is it do you see more and more cover crops, Ray? I mean, we hear of a lot of people talking about it, but I was just curious if they're actually doing
that is a fun question. The statistics that I read would indicate, yes, more people are planting cover crops.
Mm-hmm.
When I actually go out and talk with farmers, there's still not very many of them that are participating in it, but there are a lot that are interested in it. So it's one of those things of I don't know if it's going to really blossom here in the near future, as a lot of people do it, or whether it's a fad that will blow away. But it is something that a lot of farmers are interested in. The NRCS will, or in several counties, will give you some cost share on cover crops for the first couple of years.
Okay.
It does have some benefits as far as soil erosion, things of that nature, or to prevent soil erosion.
Mm-hmm.
But people are interested in it, but it can also affect your insured crop. I mean, you don't want competition out there. You want your crop to have as much moisture as possible, as much sunlight as possible, and so you got to watch out for some things as you do cover crops.
Mm-hmm. Right. What's the main one? I mean, the main cover crop that you see most. I've heard of cereal rye and radishes and so forth.
Well, the one that I hear most often is the cereal rye.
Yeah.
Because it's the easiest.
Mm-hmm.
The radishes are for compaction, which a lot of folks do have, in particularly northern Missouri. They'll have a lot of compaction with clay pan and things of that nature. But just as soon as you get a freeze, it's going to kill those radishes.
Yep.
The rye is going to keep on growing. It's going to put out roots. It's going to hold that soil. And so that's probably the most common one. Also, it's not very expensive to plant.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. I've personally used rye, and it's kind of, a little different. It's a lot like wheat, but it just gets taller. You can plant it a little later. It grows a little more aggressively. It tillers more, I feel. But it's a little different when you say, when you're doing something different, you're out there planting into hood-high cereal rye with a tractor. And it's kind of like, are these beans going to come up when you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And I did it once, and I haven't done it again.
It didn't work for you?
It just wasn't. It just didn't get that, for the effort and everything. It just didn't seem to. I didn't get excited about it, And of course, I did this all. I didn't go and fill out all the equip paperwork because I thought by the time I fill all that out, I can just do it and be done with it. And if I can't get it to work with me paying for it on this little deal, why bother? So it's got really good points because we had a lot of rain that year in the spring, and I saw how it was holding the soil, and when it was running down, that water was crystal clear.
Right.
That's a plus.
That was plus. But you take a year like last year where I had fields with red clover growing. I had fields that were fall worked. I had fields that were no-tilled into bean stubble, and my fall worked fields with the deep tillage were my best fields. You know, so part of it is I'm pushing higher fertility levels and taking advantage of this cheap, you know, you'll like this. Right now, I can buy potash, which my ground is deficient in, with it takes fewer bushels to buy potash, and last year I had better yields that I've got enough where I can buy that potash more economically. Back when beans were $15, I didn't have that many bushel of beans to sell, and potash was a lot higher. So to me, I'm trying to get that, spend the money and get it up and then build a deeper soil profile. But we kind of got off subject there. Is there any good links for us or ways to get a hold of you, of this info, Ray?
You know, I manage a website called crops.missouri.edu. It's crops.missouri.edu. And I put all the information that I get with regard to crop insurance or just farm management in general on that website, and has a lot of good information.
All right.
If you're specifically looking for information about crop insurance, the best website that I know of is farmdoc.illinois.edu, and I hate to admit Illinois has a better one, but farmdoc.illinois.edu really has the best information on crop insurance.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Ray, and we may have to have you back sometime if you would.
That'd be great.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. I got my Bible scripture, Bradley. You want to hear it?
Yes, I do.
It's Ephesians 4:25-32. Therefore, putting away lying, let each one of you speak truth with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your wrath, nor give place to the devil. Let him who stole steal no longer, but rather let him labor, working with his hands what is good, that he may have something to give him who has need. So there you have it, Bradley. So it's about time to wrap up.
Yep. I appreciate everybody taking time out of their Saturday morning to put up with Randy and I for another hour.
Bull Sessions next week, 680 KFEQ.
Thanks for joining us for Bull Sessions, brought to you by Willcross Seed. Randy and Brad will be back next Saturday morning, tackling more topics from farming to livestock, soil to seed, farm equipment to rural life. So be sure to join us next Saturday morning, same time for Bull Sessions, right here on 680 KFEQ.